Okay, so our other topic here that I wanted to discuss that was not related to the Habs is an article that we saw. Firstly, on The Athletic, this is a piece made by James Myrtle describing a whole bunch of players that might be in the trading realm in some capacity in the future, but because this is paid-for material, what we're going over is an article written on NHLTradeRumors.me. It was published on Friday, so it's 2 days old. Forgive me for covering this topic late, but the article in question reads this: the Toronto Maple Leafs to target Bobby Ryan at the trade deadline. And I know, that's like really up and away blunt, doesn't even have a question mark at the end, it's just saying they're going to do it. So I personally don't really agree in how the article is framed for its title, but if we read what is actually said over here, I very much like what exactly is mentioned. So it talks about what James Myrtle wrote about in The Athletic, and what pretty much he says is different players that might be on the Toronto Maple Leafs radar. And the reason for that is because it's been rumored that Travis Dermott could be shopped by the Leafs, but it doesn't command a significant return. Myrtle believes that the depth on defense may save the team from injury woes. Instead, he suggests the Leafs may opt to acquire Cedric Paquette of the Senators, Derrick Brassard of the Coyotes, or Matt Nieto of the Sharks, as these are players on selling teams. However, he first names Bobby Ryan of the Detroit Red Wings as a primary target. He has a cap hit of $1 million and expires at the end of the season. He's off to a strong start and will be an attractive asset at the trade deadline. He would add veteran presence and second-line caliber skill to an already stacked Maple Leafs roster. So, that is our idea here today. Could the Toronto Maple Leafs, with the support of a Travis Dermott trade, make an acquisition that adds a very nice depth forward to their lineup? The names mentioned here are in a different order, but I wanted to start things off by talking about Bobby Ryan because I know Red Wings fans thinking about the idea of trading away a Bobby Ryan, it hurts so good because you know how good this guy has been with the Red Wings as of the start of the season, but at the same time you acknowledge this is a rebuilding team. What you want is the future to be stocked. Bobby Ryan, while being a very good player, is not necessarily the youngest guy in the world, so keeping him long-term doesn't really seem like a fit with how this Red Wings team is going to organize their team. So, if you're trading away a Bobby Ryan for a guy like, for example, Travis Dermott, who is a young NHL-caliber defender, then hey, that's cool. Trading him away for picks or prospects, whatever, that's cool. If it's Toronto, though, then what the Leafs are getting is a very legit NHL-caliber skilled player, I probably would say. Bobby Ryan has been through a rough time over the past year and a half pretty much, but with 5 points and 4 goals in 8 games to start off the year with the Red Wings, things certainly have made a turn for the better, and all you have to do to acknowledge that is just ask any Red Wings fan. This guy has been an absolute blessing in terms of the morale and how people feel about the Red Wings team. We've noted it before, but the Red Wings, they aren't supposed to be winners this year. Nobody's going to be super upset if the Red Wings lose a few games here and there, but the little things that happen, the small victories they have along the way, very good performances from Larkin, Zadina, Bobby Ryan, etc. These are the things you cheer about and the things that the fan base is happy about. So even though Bobby Ryan might be in that position to maybe get traded at the trade deadline because you made an asset into a valuable piece of material on your hockey team over the span of the first few weeks of gameplay before the trade deadline, and then you flip him for picks that you'll use in the future, hey, it's a good plan, but at the same time, he's a good player, so I think it would certainly be bittersweet to some Red Wings fans. Now, on for the other guys. Cedric Paquette is a Stanley Cup champion. Playing alongside of the Tampa Bay Lightning last season, he was a guy who was traded over to the Ottawa Senators in that, what was it, that cap move? Yeah, it's the cap move, right? It was Anders Nielsen going over to Tampa, and then it was Marian Gaborik, who still has a contract in the NHL. Paquette was a very valuable depth piece for the Lightning in their cup run. He's got 7 games played with the Senators right now. 0 points, which isn't amazing, but hey, you know, Paquette's not really supposed to be a point producer. To be honest, though, pretty much everyone in the Ottawa Senators isn't really doing all too great now either. And to be honest, I would not be surprised if Paquette actually just sticks around for the entire season despite getting 0 points in the first 7 games so far. Mostly because of the sentiment that I believe Eugene Melnyk and Pierre Dorion are trying to build around the Senators. They said it, or at least it was Melnyk who said it several times over the offseason. He believes the Sens can win a cup now. He believes the Sens will win a cup sometime within the next 4 years. So I don't know if there's really any realistic scenario that sees Cedric Paquette, a Stanley Cup champion, on a Tampa Bay Lightning team actually getting traded anytime soon. But of course, weirder things have happened. Speaking about that playoff run, Derrick Brassard was a guy that the Lightning ended up running into in the 3rd round as a member of the Islanders. Now with the Arizona Coyotes, though, Brassard is a guy who is at 5 points in 8 games played. He was always a very good point producer with the Rangers, and during his limited time at the Senators, he was honestly fairly okay too. His Islanders run, though, was pretty spectacular. 32 points in 68 games, 8 points in 18 games in the postseason. He's a guy that if the Leafs are able to go out there and acquire, put him in a middle 6 role, honestly, I think he could be really effective. Similar to a Bobby Ryan, but a little bit more certain than a Bobby Ryan, in my opinion. I think it should be said with all these guys, but they're all pretty cheap options. Like, the Leafs probably would be able to get any of them if they wanted to go over and make an acquisition here. But Derrick Brassard, just like Bobby Ryan, has had better days in the past in the NHL. It's just nowadays, he's still out there, he's still kicking it, he's still producing. Not at the same rate he was before, actually quite literally at the same rate he was at before. The points per game kind of dictate a similar story there. But of course, nobody's going out there expecting him to be the same 60-point caliber player. It's just starting things off hot with the Arizona Coyotes can do that for a player. Finally, though, Matt Nieto is another guy who is mentioned in here, a San Jose Sharks guy who is also brand new with the San Jose Sharks. He was with the Avalanche last year, 21 points, 70 games played. He's at 3 points in 8 games played right now with the Sharks. It's actually kind of funny because he went back to San Jose after a few years with the Avs. But all these guys are brand new players to their organizations. Bobby Ryan, first year in Detroit. Derrick Brassard, first year in Arizona. Matt Nieto, first year, first? Do I even want to say first? First year back with the San Jose Sharks, I guess, and Cedric Paquette first year with the Ottawa Senators. If it's the Leafs going out here making a trade with Travis Dermott, I'm pretty sure any of these teams would be interested, especially since I don't really think any of them are really building towards the now, I guess, aside from Ottawa because Melnyk made his comments. But if you're out there going for it and you're getting an offer from Kyle Dubas who's like, hey, we have this Travis Dermott guy, you want him? Just from a fundamental point of view, taking a look at what a Travis Dermott is, he's making a very significantly small amount of money compared to what most NHL caliber defenders make. He's 24 years old, so he still has room to grow. I know some Leafs fans have been on Travis Dermott's behind, which is why there's even a discussion to be trading him, but for a rebuilding team that is not in win-now mode like Toronto, you could say, hey, this guy might just be super valuable to your club. So tell me in the comments what you think about these ideas over here. Matt Nieto, Bobby Ryan, Cedric Paquette, Derrick Brassard. Could we see any of these guys get traded? Arizona, Ottawa, San Jose, or Detroit for Travis Dermott? Maybe something else, maybe picks, who knows? Tell me in the comments what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.